إن القوات المسلحة اليمنية تؤكد استمرار عملياتها في البحرين الأحمر والعربي ضد السفن الإسرائيلية أو المتجهة إلى موانئ فلسطين المحتلة حتى إدخال ما يحتاجه قطاع غزة من غذاء ودواء.
That was Yahya Saree, the spokesperson of the Houthi military, once again threatening any commercial ship sailing to and from Israel via the Red Sea. Houthi attacks on ships in the region have upended world trade, making companies scared of using the easiest and cheapest route connecting Asia and Europe. Now, the Houthis are doing this not just to punish Israel, but also Western powers like America. The fallout is affecting the entire world though. Oil prices have been rising because of this for many days now. The Yemeni group, which is supported by Iran, remains undeterred even after USA announced a multi-nation task force to keep the Red Sea secure. But now there is an even more interesting development, which shows that there is a lot going on in the Middle East beneath the surface. In fact, Arab countries which have been hounding Israel for its attacks on Gaza might actually be helping Israel evade the Houthis. The Times of Israel, an Israeli news outlet, published a very understated article on December 27th. The headline simply said that an Israeli company had set up land routes which could help the country bypass the troubles in the Red Sea. But the explosive part was in the fine print. The land route goes through Arab countries like Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, Jordan, and Egypt. To set up this land route, the Israeli company named Trucknet Enterprise signed agreements with companies working in these nations. Trucknet signed a deal with Emirati-based PureTrans and Dubai port operating firm DP World. This was earlier in December. Just a few days ago, on December 24th, Trucknet signed an MOU with Alexandria-based company WWCS, which caters to the Egyptian market. Testing of the route from Dubai ports to Egypt has already been going on for a few weeks now. On October 26th, all the Muslim countries which are now part of this land route had severely condemned Israel's actions in Gaza. Saudi Arabia, UAE, Bahrain, Jordan, and Egypt, among others, had said that Israel's right to defense does not justify flagrant violation of international law and the deliberate neglect of the legitimate rights of Palestine people, unquote. Now, the Arab countries had also said, and I quote, that the absence of a political solution to the conflict had led to repeated acts of violence and suffering, unquote. This could even be seen as an indirect justification of Hamas's attack on Israel on October 7th. The countries have been making similar statements for the last 2 months now. But behind the scenes, beneath the surface, something else is brewing. But what's the reason for that? It is no secret that the Houthis are supported by Iran, and Iran is the regional and theocratic rival of Saudi Arabia. Before the latest Gaza war broke out, Israel and many Arab countries were on their way to normalizing relations after decades of war and acrimony. In 2020, Israel had struck the Abraham Accords with UAE, Bahrain, and Morocco. More recently, Israel and Saudi Arabia were slowly moving towards normalizing ties. But then Hamas attacked Israel, and in retaliation, Israel invaded Gaza. After October 7th, many experts said that instead of Israel and Saudi Arabia normalizing relations, the Hamas attack might lead to Iran and Saudi Arabia burying their differences. But these experts may have underestimated the rivalry between the two Middle Eastern powers. The new land route between the Middle East and West Asia is also a ray of hope for India. A month before the Gaza war broke out, there was a momentous announcement from New Delhi by many world leaders. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, US President Joe Biden, Saudi Prince Mohammed bin Salman and others had announced the India, Middle East, Europe Economic Corridor, or IMEC. This was done on the sidelines of the G20 summit hosted by India. Now, IMEC was envisioned as a trade corridor from India to Europe through the Middle East and Israel. It was being seen as a counter to China's Belt and Road Initiative. But the Gaza war made everyone think that IMEC was all but shelved. Israel's President Isaac Herzog even claimed that Hamas had attacked Israel because it wanted to derail the IMEC. Herzog said that this was because IMEC was paving the way for integrating Israel with the rest of the region. But all may not be lost yet. And while Israeli company Trucknet's agreements might be flying under the radar, India should sit up and take notice. It might be time for PM Modi to use his personal rapport with leaders of Israel and Arab nations to build on the step and take it to the next level. It might even give India a commanding voice in negotiations to control the Palestine conflict.